Hey basketball coaches and players, today I am going to give you my top 3 half-court press defenses for youth basketball teams. Let's get down and let's check out these defenses. Okay, so this first one is super simple. It's a 3-2. Basically, if you don't know how the structures work, when I say 3-2, that means that there's 3 players on the top of the defense, top being where the ball is right now, and 2 on the bottom, making it a 3-2. Now, how I like to have this one ran is to have player 1 not behind half, but 1 step in front. And how I like to explain it to my players is I like to have player 1 in this area of the logo. His main objective is to try and force the ball handler either towards the left or right sideline. So, for example, let's say player 1 gets that ball. And now we're going to have 3 players who are moving up towards half court. Now, what's going to happen is when player 1 starts to get pressured by a team that is not expecting a press, or by a team that has never encountered a press or is not expecting it at all, what's going to happen is an automatic pass to one of these 2 sidelines. And that's what I'm going to show you really quickly right now. So when player 2 gets that ball, player 3 is not going to be stepping over top of half. We want him to stay home on his side of half. We now want to see player 5 move over, and player 4 move over and cover the middle of the key. And I also want to see player 2 move over to this middle half-court line. This is different than how a lot of coaches will play it. The idea is that these top 3 players are all interchangeable, and they can then play each other's position. So when player 2 moves over after while player 1 passes to player 2, I want to see player 2 now move up and player 1 move back down into player 2's old position, still not as far over, slightly in line with the logo and that side of the key. Now the idea here is now player 1 can now move back, keep his eyes on the court this way, backpedaling out towards player 2's old spot. This way, player 2 has the momentum. In case they do pass back to player 1, player 2 has the momentum in his favor to pick off that pass. Now, if player 2 was to go and attack the sideline to try to get it up that court, we want to see player 3 cut that off, player 2 quickly to go and double team player 2 in that spot, and player 1 to move over to half court. The idea here is for player 2 and 3 to trap in that corner, because obviously that player cannot go out of bounds. He cannot obviously not go back over half. And if we have 2 players who have trapped him in that corner, and if we have these 3 players back here covering their own individual zones here, then what we're going to have is a very hard time for player 2 to get that ball out of that corner. Now the next half-court press that I really like is the wide, what I call a wide 2-2-1. Now because of this, we have 2 players up top, and they're going to be very close to each other. They are the ones who are going to be forcing the player towards the sideline. These next 2 players are going to be super wide, and then we're going to have player 4 in the key. Now from there, player 1, let's say, has that ball, and now they're coming up that court. We want to see player 1 and 2. They are going to be inside the logo or inside that circle, and they're going to be playing again right to the edge of that circle. At this point, we're going to be having players 3 and 5 still sagging off, basically at the 3-point line, what I call the 3-point line extended. Just like how we call the free throw line extended, I call this the 3-point line extended. It's just something I like to teach my players just so that they can picture it in their minds. And then, let's say they have player 1 who now is not expecting the trap up top. He's going to now pass towards the sideline, or he may dribble towards the sideline. If that's the case, well, there's 2 different options. Well, if he passes to player 2, as soon as player 2 gets past half, and we really want our players to start sagging over when this happens. As soon as player 2 gets past half, I want to see player 5 quickly jump on player 2. We would then have player 3 covering the middle and player 4 covering any player who's in this corner. As soon as that pass happens, we also wanted player 2 to start by shadowing over and player 1 covering that half point. Now, I want to see, as soon as player 2 jumps past half, I want to see that trap happen. And I don't care about this side anymore, so I want him to move over towards his side of half. And now, again, same idea. We have a zone back here, and we have a trap up here. Now, in my third and final half-court trap, I like to call this a wide 1-3-1. And there's a reason for that. So we're going to have player 1. He's, again, going to be just a couple of steps past half. And now they're going to be inbounding the ball and getting that ball up the court. From there, what I want to see happen is if player 1 decides to try to attack player 1, we want player 5 to then move up. And let's say player 1 starts dribbling towards this side. We want player 5 to be the lead on this. That way, we have a tall player with a fast player, so that when player 1 gets trapped along the sideline, it's going to be a lot harder for him to pass. If instead we have player 1 pass to player 2, I would then have instead player 5 moving up with player 2, player 3 moving to the middle, and player 4 moving to this side, especially if player 2 starts attacking. That way, we still have that tall player on player 2, and then we still have player 1 up top in case, before player 2 gets past half, in case they try to reverse that ball to player 1, then we still have a man on, and then we would still be able to rotate, hopefully quickly enough, if they do reverse that ball before player 2 gets past half, so that when player 4 attacks that side, we can have player 5 and 3 trap on that side and have the zone, again, still covering deep and then the trap up top. I hope that these trap half-court defenses help your team win more games. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.